got a pen trading place over here. I'm gonna trade my pen. Hey, y'all have this pen? So what you gonna trade me for this for? They really into this pen trading.
Floyd, it's a tough decision from my vantage point. Let me get your comment on the scoring.
I feel I'm winning the fight.
Yeah, when you look at Todorov, a three-time world champion, do you feel like he got some consideration from the judging? I understand how emotional you are right now, Floyd, with your family.
It's not about the money. You know, it's great to be in my position. You know, I'm appreciative, but it's not about the money. It's about being a legend and leaving your mark. So 50 years from now, they still be playing my tapes on HBO and the ESPN.
Welcome back, Ring Kings, the series. From poverty and sadness to millions in mansions in Vegas and the Hamptons. He owns a few skyscrapers in Manhattan. He left Top Rank and now he has $500 million in the bank. Former boxer and now boxing promoter / multiple business owner, Floyd Mayweather Jr., aka Pretty Boy Floyd, aka Money May, TBE. Born Floyd Joy Sinclair, shortly changed to Floyd Mayweather Jr., February 24, 1977, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Floyd was born into a family of boxers. Mayweather Sr., the late Roger Mayweather, and his uncle Jeff Mayweather. All three were professional boxers. Jeff Mayweather says Floyd Jr. started boxing at the age of 5. Jeff says Floyd as a kid would jog around the whole city, with his dad following behind him in a car. He says that Floyd became exactly what they expected. The whole family expected him to be the best ever. TBE. With a record of 50-0, some say he's the best defensive fighter ever. Floyd is the most accurate puncher since the existence of CompuBox. He has the highest plus-minus ratio in recorded boxing history. 26 consecutive wins in world title fights, 10 by knockout. In 2016, ESPN ranked him the greatest boxer, pound for pound, in the last 25 years. As of May 2021, BoxRec ranks him the greatest of all times. With 24 million pay-per-view buys, he's generated $1.6 billion. Welcome back, Ring Kings, Episode 2. Life was tough for young Mayweather Jr. His aunt passed away from AIDS because of her drug use. His mom also struggled with drug addiction. He wanted to become boxing champ so he could afford to take care of his mom. His mom's brother shot his father while holding Floyd as a young child. As a teen, Floyd Jr. quit high school to focus on boxing full-time. As an amateur, Floyd had a record of 84 wins and 8 losses. He was given the name Pretty Boy Floyd by his amateur teammates because he never had scars or bruises after his fights. He was taught the importance of defense at an early age by his father and his uncle Roger Mayweather. The shoulder roll has been around for decades, and a lot of old school boxers use this style. The boxing trainers in Michigan taught this style very well. Then it was used in Philadelphia by their trainers and became the Philly shell. From the orthodox stance, left hand low around the midsection, lead shoulder raised, chin tucked behind the lead shoulder, right hand raised to block incoming shots from the other side. From this position, he can duck, slip, or deflect most punches while looking for counter shots. He won numerous Golden Glove championships. In 1996, he decided to take his talents to the Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia, where he won the bronze medal. In the quarterfinals, he defeated Lorenzo Aragon of Cuba, becoming the first American boxer to beat a Cuban in 20 years. In the semifinals, he was defeated. It was a controversial loss. The referee raised Mayweather's hand, thinking he had won as they read the scorecards. To find out, the judges scored the fight for his opponent. The U.S. filed a protest over Mayweather's loss, but it didn't change the results. He took the bronze medal, but most fans consider him the winner. Mayweather won his first professional fight on October 11, 1996. He won by second-round knockout. His father trained Floyd well. He put lots of time in teaching Floyd the fundamentals of boxing, but at the time of his first fight, Mayweather Sr. was serving time in prison for drug trafficking, so Roger was there to train him. From 1996 to 1998, Mayweather won most of his fights by knockout. Mayweather was up and coming with his eyes on the prize. In 1998, Mayweather would face Gennaro Hernandez. He was ranked as the #1 super featherweight by the Ring. Floyd won by 8-round TKO stoppage. With this victory, he became lineal champion of the division, and he was also the first 1996 Olympian to win a world title. At the end of 1998, he was ranked number 8 pound-for-pound best fighter in the world by The Ring, and won the Ring's Fighter of the Year award. Over the next few years, the world took notice. He was hungry, focused, and getting a lot of praise from the boxing community. He was elevated to number 2 pound-for-pound best fighter in the world behind Roy Jones. Around this time in early 2000, he fired his father as manager and hired well-known business mogul James Prince. Shortly after, he fired his father as trainer, and Roger would once again take over the training responsibility. Floyd Jr. said him and his father had an up-and-down relationship. He felt like the pressure was too much that his father put on him to be perfect and too much to bear. He liked the chemistry he had with his uncle Roger. It was a better fit for him. Around this time, Pretty Boy Floyd is becoming more elusive and more flashy. Very non-conventional is his approach to offense, leading with left hooks and straight rights rather than a jab. Many are eager to see his talents on display versus a real aggressive power puncher. Fight night, 2001. Mayweather steps in the ring with the hard-hitting Diego Corrales. His record, 33-0 with 27 knockouts. Corrales was ranked number 1 super featherweight in the world. Mayweather was ranked number 2. Mayweather knocked down Diego 5 times, twice in the 10th round. Mayweather's skills was on full display. Diego couldn't keep up with the pace. It was really hard for him to land clean power shots. Diego landed 60 out of 205 punches, while Mayweather landed 220 of 414 punches. The fight was stopped in the 10th round. His corner thought he had had enough. After the fight, Mayweather would call out Prince Nassim Hamed. He was hungry to punish the Prince, but the fight never materialized. Mayweather moved through the ranks quickly, piling up victories. He would get wins over Carlos Hernandez and Jesus Chavez. By the end of 2001, Mayweather was ranked number 1 super featherweight and ranked 5th on the pound-for-pound list. Fight night, Mayweather would take on the WBC champion. At lightweight, Jose Luis Castillo at the MGM Grand. It was an exciting fight. Mayweather won by unanimous decision, sparking a lot of controversy. With the win, he became the first lineal lightweight champion since Pernell Whitaker. At the end of the fight, Harold Letterman had Castillo winning 115-111. According to CompuBox, Castillo landed more power punches and more punches overall. After the fight, Mayweather said he hurt his rotator cuff and his left shoulder and was in tremendous pain, but he kept fighting. He said if Castillo wanted a rematch, they should do it immediately. In the rematch, Floyd would bring his best. It was another unanimous decision for Floyd. He used more aggressive combination punching. His jab was sharper, of course. He used a lot more footwork and angles to stay off the ropes. By the end of 2003, Mayweather was still ranked 5th on the pound-for-pound list. At the age of 27, he would move up to 140. He picked up 2 wins. Then he would face the late Arturo Gotti in Gotti's own backyard, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Mayweather promised to punish Gotti and embarrass him.
After this fight, you verbally trashed him, all but calling him a bum. Why?
I mean, I feel I'm the best in the sport, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. And all I did was beat opponents. I worked my way from the bottom to the top. I won a title by beating top competition and top fighters. This guy was handed the title. He's a paper champion. Actually, Kazazu was the world champion. They stripped him of his title, and Arturo Gotti fought a guy who wasn't even known for the belt. And like I said, come June 25th, I'm gonna show the fans and the people around the world that I'm the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I'm gonna continue to dominate and continue to win big fights.
Arturo, has he provided you with an emotional boost with the kinds of things he said about you leading up to the fight?
Not at all. You know, you guys know what I'm all about. You know, I show up to the fight, I fight my heart out. I'm well prepared, and I'm really excited about next Saturday night. Mayweather will find out this shin, how his chin is when he feels my punching power.
Mayweather was very impressive, landing a high percentage of his power punches. CompuBox had Mayweather landing 168 punches, and Gotti landed only 41. Gotti's corner stopped the fight after the 6th round, giving Mayweather his 3rd title. He wanted to completely dominate Arturo, and he did, closing Arturo's eye, leaving him battered and bruised. Rest in peace to Arturo Gotti. He was a great warrior, gone too soon. This would be Mayweather's last fight at 140 pounds. He was starting to grow. hungry to reach a higher status. He thought it was time to take on some of the best welterweight fighters. At this time, he was starting to call out Oscar De La Hoya and Shane Mosley. But up next, Fight Night, April 8, 2006. Mayweather will face a slick-talking southpaw with power and speed. He will face Zab Judah.
I don't think he make a mistake. I think that he's making history because his opportunity for Zab Judah to go in there and take advantage of the situation right now. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather took this fight on account of he thought I was vulnerable of my last fight. He sat there and he watched that. And it gave him a lot of confidence to say I can go in there and beat Zab Judah now. He's at a downtime, but you know what? Situations work out. Sometimes, like my father said, a loss is a win, really. You know what I'm saying? Without a loss April 8th, without a loss January 7th, I don't think that we would be here right now.
But either way, so now, me and Zab is here, and the wait is over. It's a big, big fight.
What does he bring to the table? Is there anything you're worried about?
Never worry, never worry. I'm always focused, I always bring my A game. It's about being a businessman at the end of the day. He's a great fighter, I'm a great fighter. He's a Brooklyn kid, and you know, I'm a Midwest kid. It's gonna be a good fight. Two guys that's young. It remind me of the Leonard and Hearn's first fight in the 80s. It's gonna be a good fight. I feel good, not just good, I feel great.
After the Gotti fight, he did have a fight at 147 in which he was victorious, but it was a non-title fight. It was stopped in the 6th round. Floyd dropped Mitchell with a straight right to the body that ended the match. Floyd remained calm in the early rounds versus Zab Judah. He was under heavy fire. Zab is really quick. He was able to land a lot of really good combinations on Floyd. In between the 1st and 2nd round, Roger told Floyd to fight smart and remain calm. In the 2nd round, Zab countered Floyd with a straight right, and Floyd's glove did touch the canvas, but it was ruled a slip and not a knockdown. In between the 4th and 5th round, Roger told Floyd to walk the Zab, keep touching the body. Mayweather would start to cut off the ring and close the distance on Zab, making him feel uncomfortable. In the 4th and 5th round, he started to slow down a little bit with straight rights and hooks to the body. Floyd Sr. taught Jr. defense on an elite level. When Roger stepped in, he taught more offense. He liked Mayweather on the attack more. And it definitely showed in this fight. In the 8th round, Mayweather landed a huge number of body shots, connecting at will. In between the 8th and 9th round, Roger kept up the same message. Dig to the body. Quote, that bitch ready to quit. Don't let him off the hook. We want him to quit on the stool. Zab was taking a lot of punishment. His face was being rearranged. Floyd was out to make a statement. He was out to stop Judah. But Judah had a secret weapon, the great equalizer. With 10 seconds left in the 10th round, Zab would hit Floyd with an intentional low blow and then a rabbit punch. Uncle Roger stormed the ring trying to get at Zab. Then Yoel Judah, 6-time kickboxing world champion, father and trainer of Zab, he would enter the ring. Then complete chaos would erupt. Team Mayweather and Team Judah clashed in the middle of the ring, prompting LAPD to enter and gain control of the situation. The fight would continue, and Mayweather would cruise to unanimous decision victory, giving him the IBF title. Roger was ejected from the fight, and 5 days later, the Nevada State Athletic Commission would fine him $200,000 along with a 1-year suspension. After the fight, Mayweather said he was looking to face Antonio Margarito, Shane Mosley, or Oscar De La Hoya. Around this time, he was starting to develop Mayweather Promotions. He then beat Carlos Bardemir, unanimous decision. Then the highly anticipated fight that we all had been waiting for. Floyd will face 6th Division champion and WBC title holder at 154 on May 5th, 2007.
He want it. You know, he know my number. He know how to call me. He know how to get in touch with me. Only thing I'm gonna do is keep racking up victories and beating the best. Oscar De La Hoya said that he wants the best. He want to leave off fighting the best. Bring it on. Now tax that ass too. Look me in the eye right now, Oscar. Look me in my eye. I'm gonna beat your ass. You a pussy. I'm the top drawer. You remember that?
Can't be two good guys. I chose to be the bad guy. Fuck it.
I'm gonna beat you till you respect me. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna make you call me pretty. I'm gonna beat you like that.
He would take on the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. This fight set all the pay-per-view records, 2.4 million buys. previously held by Tyson and Holyfield Part 2. Oscar would earn around $50 million and Floyd would earn around $25 million. In the early rounds, Oscar was able to cut off the ring and land some good shots on Floyd. He was really trying to get to Mayweather's body. He used his jab often, keeping Mayweather on the defensive. In the middle rounds, Floyd picked up the pace and went to work. He had success landing a jab to the body and then followed by the looping right hand. In the late rounds, more of the same. Floyd was elusive, landing shots and using lots of lateral movement. At the end of 12 rounds, Floyd got a split decision victory. CompuBox had Floyd outlanding Oscar 207 to 122 in total punches landed and 134 to 82 in power punches. Floyd would capture the WBC title. Many ringside analysts thought it was unanimous decision. Mayweather Promotions was official in 2007. Mayweather decided to leave the 154 title and return back to 147. On December 8, 2007, he would face another undefeated fighter, Ricky the Hitman Hatton. Hatton brought a lot of pressure early. He even knocked Floyd off balance once. But Floyd pretty much controlled the fight. In the 8th round, Floyd let his hands go, landing a high percentage of his power punches. He almost stopped Hatton that round, rocking him with straight rights and left hooks. In the 10th round, Mayweather hit him with a step back check hook, running Hatton's head into the corner, and Hatton was down. He recovered. Floyd wasn't going to let him off the hook. He knew Hatton was hurt and he went for the kill. Referee Joe Cortez stopped the fight. At the same time, Hatton's corner was throwing in the white towel. 10th round stoppage, and Floyd would announce his retirement. After a short retirement, Floyd would make his comeback. He faced Juan Manuel Marquez. Floyd wins by unanimous decision. He landed 59% of his punches, and Marquez only 12%. During his retirement, many commentators, sports shows, and pundits would say he needed to face Manny Pacquiao or Shane Mosley. They wanted to see him face the top talent. After his return, he was no longer Pretty Boy Floyd. Now it's Money Mayweather, and he wants to take on all top-level competition. Up next, after easily beating Marquez, he would step into the ring to take on a legend, Shane Mosley. Floyd wanted to go toe-to-toe to test Shane's boxing skills. He felt like Shane has power, but not up on the same pure boxing level as him. Floyd would find himself hurt early in the 2nd round by 2 big punches by Shane. Floyd would settle down, make a few adjustments, and start to walk down Mosley, landing a high percentage of his power punches. He would cruise to unanimous decision victory. Ring Kings, Floyd Money Mayweather. Around this time, Floyd was in negotiations with Manny Pacquiao. On December 5th, 2009, ESPN reported Manny had signed a contract to fight Floyd on March 3rd, 2010. Shortly after, Team Pacquiao denied it. Rumors around the boxing world said that Floyd wanted Olympic-style drug testing that had never really been done. They could never reach an agreement, and the fight would never materialized. On June 7, 2011, Mayweather said on Twitter he was set to take on Victor Ortiz, the WBC title holder. Fight night, September 17th. Mayweather was extremely sharp, landing a lot of straight right hands. In the 4th round, Mayweather let his hands go. With Ortiz under pressure, he headbutted Mayweather in the corner. After, Joe Cortez would take away a point from Ortiz and the fight would continue. Joe Cortez would turn to speak to the ringside referee, and Floyd would go on the attack, giving Ortiz a half-hearted embrace, then clocking him with a left hook and a straight right, and that was all she wrote. Protect yourself at all times. Floyd was victorious once again. Up next, Floyd would move up to 154 to fight for the WBA title. He would face the ring #1 ranked light middleweight. Fight night, May 5th, 2012. Floyd Mayweather vs. Miguel Cotto at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Floyd controlled most of the fight. Miguel fought well in the middle rounds. Floyd was sharp, defending well, and landing big shots on Cotto. In the 12th round, Floyd almost dropped Cotto with an uppercut en route to unanimous decision victory. On June 1st, 2012, Floyd would turn himself into officials to serve time for domestic abuse. He was released August 3rd, 2012. After his release, he would easily defeat Robert the Ghost Carrera. Later, he would announce that he'd be fighting at a catch weight.
If he can get past Maidana.
Shane, who hits harder, Mayweather or Canelo?
They hit about the same. They have the same punching power, the same speed, I believe, same snap. It seemed to me to be about the same. I know Canelo is stronger than Mayweather, throws good body shots. But as far as the punching power itself and the way they punches, it's pretty much the same snap and speed.
Fight night, September 14, 2013, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Canelo Alvarez in front of a sold-out crowd. Floyd took young Canelo to school, landed 232 punches of 505 for 46%. Canelo landed 117 punches out of 526 for 22%. Mayweather was always a step ahead of Alvarez on offense and defense. It was another victory for Mayweather. Mayweather has a high-level approach to boxing. The sweet science is Floyd's specialty. The term sweet science has been around since 1813. Sports journalist Pierce Egan was first to use the term. He talked about boxers being technical and having game plans, staying composed and strategic, and finishing without taking major damage. The top boxers are very skillful. They have great balance, reflexes, movement, and great coordination. With Floyd's high-level defense and accurate punching, you have to be aggressive and fearless to have a shot at beating him. Fight night, May 3rd, 2014. Floyd would take on Marcos Maidana in front of a sold-out crowd. Maidana's pressure was intense. His punches were awkward. He had a lot in the gas tank. When Floyd was on the ropes, Maidana would almost square up and put his all into every shot. He had success in the early rounds. In the mid-rounds, Floyd would start to take his offense downstairs, attacking the body and then moving upstairs. In the 9th round, Floyd would step up, throwing more punches to the body. And through 9 rounds, ringside reporters had it all even. At the end of 12, Floyd was victorious. The fight was close and Maidana wanted a rematch, and many fans were calling for a rematch. Floyd agreed to the rematch, saying he wanted to please the fans. In the second fight, Floyd used a lot of lateral movement. Maidana was aggressive and had success on the ropes, but Mayweather in the middle of the ring was too much, and he beat Maidana to the punch. His body punching held Maidana at bay, en route to a unanimous decision victory. Then the fight the world had been waiting for. The
part of being success and accomplish what we accomplish in boxing. And thank you. I'd like to invite everyone to witness this Saturday a good fight between Mayweather and Pacquiao. It's going to be a good fight. And
media outlets from around the world. This has been truly an amazing event, an amazing turnout. Training camp has went remarkable. My dad done a tremendous job working with my Uncle Roger Mayweather. We had a great chemistry throughout training camp and the rest of my team.
Mega Showdown, 211 legends set to do battle. Fight night, May 2nd, 2015, in front of a sold-out crowd. Floyd Money May versus the legend Pac-Man Pacquiao. Mayweather started early, holding his ground in the center of the ring, using his jab, trying to keep Pac-Man defensive. Pac-Man had trouble landing combinations. Floyd would clinch when Pac-Man pressed and got him on the ropes. Manny would land shots, catching Floyd, but not often enough. Mayweather had success with the straight right, catching Manny coming in a few times. In the 4th round, Pacquiao would bait Floyd to throw a jab and counter him with a straight left that seemed to hurt Floyd, forcing him to the ropes as Pac-Man would throw a barrage of punches. In the 4th round, it was a big round for Manny Pacquiao, and after 5 rounds, Harold Letterman had it 4-1 Mayweather. In the 6th round, Manny would land another big shot, forcing Floyd to the ropes. Floyd would defend well as Pacquiao would throw another blistering combination. In the 7th, Floyd would start early, pressing, looking to land big power shots. Being more aggressive made Manny think more. With Floyd's jab, he was able to keep Manny at a manageable distance, as he would land straight rights to the body on occasion also. In the 11th round, he would press more, getting off to a fast start, put Manny on the back foot. The 11th was a good round for Money May. He was countering quicker. Manny was coming in on a straight line, and that wasn't a good idea, as he was easily countered. This was a chess match between two of the greatest ever. Pac-Man did well, he brought his best, but Floyd was able to make Manny fight at his pace with a consistent jab and a variation of right hands. He got another unanimous decision victory. Then, for his 49th fight, he was received some criticism for taking on his next opponent. He would put his belts on the line at the MGM Grand once again. Fight night, September 12, 2015, Money May versus Andre Berto. Mayweather came out controlling the fight with his jab, keeping Berto on the end of his punches. Mayweather was sharp and countering with good punches to the body and also good movement. Berto didn't have success landing enough combinations. There were some good exchanges, but Floyd was dominant, staying behind his jab, picking his shots, attacking the body on occasion, and giving Berto a healthy dose of check hooks and straight rights to the body. He would win by unanimous decision, getting his 49th victory and retiring from the sport. In 2016, rumors started to spread that Floyd would return to face Conor McGregor. In 2017, both Conor and Floyd would announce on Twitter that they would be in the ring together later this year. They would square off on August 26, 2017.
There's no other way about it. His little legs, his little core, his little head. I'm gonna knock him out inside 4 rounds, mark my words.
Oh, Mr. Tap Out like to quit. And you will wave that white flag, because you can choose which way you want to go. I'm guaranteeing you this. You going out on your face or you going out on your back? Which way you want to go?
They would fight for the special made belt, the WBC money belt, and big money would be on the line. In the early rounds, Conor was active, staying busy. He landed some good punches on Floyd. He even caught Floyd with a flush uppercut. As the fight progressed, Floyd would go into high guard and start to walk down Conor. The pressure was starting to get to Conor. In the 10th round, Conor had almost nothing left in the gas tank. Floyd would turn up the pressure and go for the kill. In front of a sold-out crowd, he would get another 10th round TKO stoppage, surpassing Rocky Marciano, setting the record for the longest active unbeaten streak in a professional career, 50-0, TBE, Money Mayweather. Floyd has put the work in over the years. His mission was to become boxing champion. Throughout his career, he remained elite, fighting his style, hit and not get hit. Now he has a better relationship with his father. He's also a grandfather. Floyd will be remembered for his supreme boxing skills. He's Boxing Rec's greatest fighter of all time, pound for pound. He's very high on the Forbes list and still growing his company, Mayweather Promotions. Since his retirement, he's had a few exhibition fights. At the time of this video, rumor has it that him and Conor McGregor will do battle once again. Dana White says it's bullshit. I guess we'll have to wait and see. This is episode 2, Ring Kings, Floyd Money May, the best ever. On March 17, 2020, Roger Mayweather passed away at the age of 58. His health was in decline for years. He fought from 1981 to 1999, and he was 2-division world champion. He had a record of 59 wins and 13 losses with 35 knockouts. He dedicated his life to the sport of boxing. Rest in peace to Roger Mayweather, aka the Black Mamba. Thanks for watching Ring Kings, episode 2.